All right, we're back with another deep in the bag series. This one is about weight gain and weight loss and burning fat. What actually is happening in the body when we are saying we're burning fat? You need to know this because of two basic reasons. One, you want to keep your body fit. That's everybody. And two, you need to learn how to breathe. Because in the breath is the secret of weight loss. Now, when we say we are losing weight, what exactly are we saying? All right. You can lose all types of weight. You can lose muscle, you can lose fat, etc. If we are intelligent, we want to lose the fat. And what is fat? Fat is a carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen chain only. That's it. It's around your waist, it's all over your body. And so being obese or being atrophied, too small, is a sign the body is in stress state. It is in stress state as far as absorption of nutrients, and it is in stress state as far as not knowing how to breathe. So how do you go from this to this? The secret is gas. Yeah, gas. So let me explain chemically what's happening when you're burning fat. You're taking in oxygen constantly, and you are kicking out CO2, carbon dioxide. And so taking in oxygen through foods and breathing, you want your oxygen ratio to be higher than your CO2 ratio. This is why you should never drink fizzy drinks. Fizzy drinks will make you obese, fat. Anyway, the oxygen coming into the area of where fats are is going to pull on carbon and clamp to it. And they do this in pairs. And so when you get oxygen into your tissues, which usually comes through two ways, the fastest ways are exercising and fasting, or breath work. And exercising, if you want to do it right, requires you to have good breath work. All right. And so you are pulling out the carbons in the fat and leaving the water, which is hydrogens and oxygens. And so how are you releasing the carbon from the fats? You're releasing it through carbon dioxide. Fat is not burned, it's released through exhales. Go study all the chemistry you want. You're going to arrive at the point that I'm telling you. And so what's happening in exercise? You are increasing your breathing. You're breathing harder. You're running on the treadmill, you're on the Stairmaster, you're lifting weights, you're doing whatever you're doing, and you are breathing more. As you breathe more, we call it dragon breaths in the flow breath technique, you're releasing more carbon that's been pulled out of a physical state, transformed into a gas, and released out through your breathing. So if you knew how to breathe, you could maintain your proper weight. And if you knew how to breathe through flow state, flow breathing techniques, we use a 4 to 6 rhythm. We want to breathe in more oxygen and breathe out more carbon dioxide. And so this graph that you're seeing right here, if you want to go from this to this, you need to learn how to breathe. You need to know that fat loss comes through exhales. Here's the deeper part. I already did the video that showed you that plants do not take any carbon out of the soil. All of their carbon comes through the stomata in the leaves, and it absorbs the CO2 and photosynthesis through a massless particle. Massless particle means it has no mass. Think about that. It's a field, actually. Field energy. Photon. The photon splits the carbon and the oxygen. The plant releases the oxygen. It takes the carbon. It forms rings and begins to make cellulose, lignans, and all of that. That's how you get trees, shrubs, plants, herbs, etc. So you need to know that the very fat that's converted into a gas you are breathing out becomes a part of a tree. So, check this out. This is not funny. You might think I'm making this up. I'm not. A society of obese people are affecting the vegetation around them. So what we have here is a symmetry system of sharing. We give plants CO2 to make mass. They give us oxygen so we can stay fit. And so we have 3 times a day that we recommend you do deep breathing, relaxed breathing. All right. That is sunrise, noon, and sunset. This is the old Salat system. This is what it really was, not what you're following the Arabs. This is the old power ton system, not power hours. And power ton means 4. There are 4 times that you need to do relaxed breathing. And when you're exercise, you have to do power breaths. The power breaths release more carbon, and that is what is burning fat. So sometimes you call it dragging breaths, whatever you want to call it. But breathing is the key, and not taking in foods that have high carbon dioxide ratios, fizzy drinks, sodas, even the new drinks, whatever they got out here in the vegan world. They got you drinking all these fizzy drinks, and this is increasing your carbon dioxide. Not only that, it's affecting your glutathione and other antioxidants in your brain, causing you to have an unstable nervous system. That's a whole nother subject. But the point I wanted to make here is that by exhaling, you are losing weight. When you fast, you stop taking in carbon in the form of carbohydrates, etc. So the fact that you stop taking in carbon and you're still breathing it out during that 3-day fast, 5-day fast, etc., you start to lose weight. You're losing weight because you're breathing out the carbon. That is a part of the change that used to be a part of the fatty structures that are in your body. And so understanding this teaches you more about the breath, because there's something about the breath that's so secret that I have to build my way up into, that I'm going to use these Deep in the Bag series in order to help you with this. But just remember this. If you want to regulate your weight, you have to regulate your breath.